Ryan Anderson here, the driver of Son of a Digger. You're watching Rod Rod's Championship League.
What's going on, everybody? Project Rod here, and welcome to Stop 3 of Toro Blue, the midway point of the season. Steel Titan and Black Pearl was the fastest qualifier, and by an entire second over Megalodon, who was in second place, so maybe that's a bit of foreshadowing for how racing is going to go today here in Alaska as we look at the results of qualifying and we look at the leaderboards. After qualifying, Black Pearl now 2 points away from tying Megalodon after he lost the lead in Colorado, so we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll get that lead back. Who knows? Let's go ahead and take a look at the W racing bracket for today's racing competition. Again, be better with W Energy. Use code Project Rod to receive 10% off of your W Energy order. Black Pearl in the semifinals for being the fastest qualifier. Brutus, Meg, and Gravedigger the Legend in round 2, getting a buy run for being the top 2, 3, and 4 qualifiers. So let's go ahead and get started with round 1. I guess I'm still shooken up with a Tor Violet in my head, but again, Cecily96 looks like she's going to be doing a buy run, or just running it by herself to get a time on the board. Higher Education, unfortunately, not able to join us for racing either, so out of qualifying and now out of racing. So Lucas Stabilizer has a bit of a free run here. Just getting herself familiar with the track again and just getting a time on the board for reference. So we're going to see what kind of time she can put on. Again, didn't get the best qualifying time, unfortunately, today. Again, this track is a trickier one, so maybe that has a lot to do with it. I don't know. She did kind of struggle in the first stop back in Death Valley. So 27.928 for Lucas Stabilizer. Now let's go ahead and get started with an actual race. Here comes Little Drift 912 in Monster Mutt versus Worst COD Player in Son of a Digger. So let's see what's going to happen here. Again, we've seen a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of mistakes, but just some little hiccups here and there. And here, this jump they're about to hit right now, that sharp left turn has gotten a few people already during qualifying, and it seems like they both managed to pull it off just right. Son of a Digger may have gone a little too wide there. Coming to the finish, it's going to be Son of a Digger getting there first. But are there any penalties? As we're watching now, this one's a little questionable by Son of a Digger. You can see right here, he was just right next to the smoke gate, so he's safe there. But there's one more that they're calling right here. And it looks like he's right over the smoke gate, which again is allowed in the regular season. So no penalties will be given. Son of a Digger and Worst COD Player will be moving on to round 2. Here comes Old Toro Loco now and Driftboy 912 against Monster Mutt Dalmatian and April Summers. These two have matched up against each other so far this season at least once. And again, they have pretty good history together. El Toro Loco, though, looks like he may have had a penalty, and right there, just a slight mistake over that jump, giving Monster Mutt Dalmatian a great opportunity here. But can she handle this turn here? And she will. El Toro Loco, though, making up a little bit of ground, but it may be too late as April Summers is coming to the finish line. No, but she just got a penalty right at the last second. What is the call going to be? Monster Mutt Dalmatian getting a penalty right at the very last second. El Toro Loco here being questioned at the start gate. So he does receive a penalty, it seems like, for that one right there. But right here, April Summers, the very last smoke gate before the finish line, going over it. So they both receive a penalty. However, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, with a faster time overall, gets to move on to round 2. So this is the racing bracket for round 2. We're going to have Brutus against Stabilizer, Meg against Son of a Digger, Gravedigger against Monster Mutt Dalmatian. It's going to be a great one. Let's go ahead and get started here with round 2 as Lucas Stabilizer now is going to be racing an actual driver on the track. It's going to be Angel Garcia and Brutus against Cecily96 in the Lucas Stabilizer. Let's see who's going to make it to the semifinals and race the Black Pearl and Steel Titan. If Lucas Stabilizer can keep it a little more controlled, stabilized if you will, she can definitely get a great time here, because she did have a few hiccups in her other one, but right here, trying to avoid the smoke gate, going in reverse to make sure she doesn't get the penalty, but that's going to kill a lot of her time. She's making up some ground, but I believe Brutus is going to make it to the finish first, so unfortunate for Lucas Stabilizer, avoiding the penalty, but it still cost her the win. So moving on to the next race is going to be Megalodon and Pelor 89 against Son of a Digger and Worst COD Player. Megalodon with a crazy fast time in qualifying, second fastest. Can Son of a Digger pull something out of his hat here and get the win? Honestly, with how great of a driver Megalodon is and how controlled and precise he is, it's going to come down to him making a mistake, I feel, at this point, because dude is locked in. And as I say that, he's just right there at the finish, and he's going to take the win over Son of a Digger. So Megalodon continuing a great racing streak here. And it seems like our fastest drivers here are really starting to shine here in the at least here getting to the midpoint of the season. Here comes Gravedigger the Legend now against Monster Jam Dalmatian. And again, fire flying Gravedigger the Legend. That may have been a mistake. I don't know. Seems like he was outside, but Monster Jam Dalmatian as well. We're going to have to look at the replays for sure to see, because it seems like both of these drivers have gotten a penalty. They're both coming to the finish. Monster Jam Dalmatian getting there first, but what's it going to be? They're both getting penalties, but Dalmatian had these slightly faster times, so she'll be moving on to the semifinal round against Megalodon. So here we go. This is our semifinal bracket. It's going to be Black Pearl against Brutus and Megalodon against Monster Jam Dalmatian. Can Brutus be the one to snap this undefeated streak that Steel Titan and Black Pearl is on? We're going to have to wait and see. Can Black Pearl make it to the final race again for the third time in a row, or can Brutus say something about that and make it to his first ever final race this season? Black Pearl, though, being quick right off the gate and already getting a slight lead over Brutus. So he's come to play, man. He's come to race. He wants to get that win. Brutus may have been a little too wide, as I noticed just a second ago. May get a penalty, but I don't think any of that's going to matter, because Black Pearl is coming to the finish, and he is there. Steel Titan yet again with almost a 2-second difference between himself and Brutus, getting that win and going to the final race. Once again, that undefeated streak continues. Here comes Polar 89 now, and Megalodon against April Summers in Monster Jam Dalmatian. So will we see? And we probably will at this point. Dalmatian, unfortunately, some mistakes early on. So chances are we will see a Megalodon versus Black Pearl final race yet again. April again, that one may have been close, but at this point it's pretty obvious Megalodon will be your winner as long as he can keep it straight and have no mistakes, and he's going to take it all the way to the finish for a win, a 26.093 for Megalodon. So we will have a rematch from Colorado. It's going to be Black Pearl against Megalodon yet again. Our top two fastest qualifiers going head to head. They're going to duke it out here in Alaska for the Dubby Racing Final. So let's get this final round started and see who's going to take the third racing competition win of the season. Both of these trucks are crazy fast. Megalodon would love a win right here, but it's all going to come down to this. Can he snap that undefeated streak that Steel Titan has? He's going to have to be extra precise. Both of these drivers bring a lot to the table, especially in racing. They've been extremely dominant. So far, both pretty even. It's really going to come down to a final time. Who has the lead? Who's going to be the winner coming to the finish at the same time? A photo finish is going to come down to the slow-mo to see who's going to be the winner. Again, look at how close this race is right there. It's going to come down to the time. What's the time going to be? Who's going to get the win? It's going to be Megalodon taking the win, defeating that undefeated streak that Black Pearl has been on. So Megalodon taking his first racing win of the season, defeating the undefeatable Black Pearl and Steel Titan. So a huge win for Megalodon, as this is going to help him in the overall leaderboards. This is the results after racing, where everybody placed and the points they'll be getting. So a fantastic racing competition here in Alaska, here in Stop 3. And here's the leaderboards after that. So again, increasing that lead ever so slightly over Black Pearl, back to a 3-point difference. Brutus moving up to third now as Stabilizer goes down to fourth, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be interesting as we have two more competitions, Best Trick being one of them. We have a tie for the overall event championship, so these next two competitions are going to be extra crucial, and who our leader is going to be at the end of Stop 3. So Be sure to hit that subscribe button for more Monster Jam content. Be sure to hit that like button, and we'll see you in Best Trip.